We love staying in hostels.
But some people hate them.
True, we'll come back to that.
We love them. Married. Sherry sentence.
Oh dear. Yeah. Oh, They are great places to meet open-minded, adventurous travellers. And when we call ourselves the backpacking family, that's kind of what we're trying to identify with. We're trying to say that we're open-minded, adventurous travellers. And hostels have a way of drawing these people together, so we really love them.
And the best hostels are right in the heart of what's going on, centre of town, near all the food and the drink and the type of stuff that you want to be doing when you're relaxing, enjoying your time. They will be able to help you booking trips, give you information, help you with transport. There'll just be a good vibe about a good hostel. But also what we found is the ones that tend to have a lot of people coming through, the staff often speak better English, perhaps than some of the more expensive hotels. So that's something to be aware of.
It's a really good point. So you get a real sense of community. Oh, and they're super cheap. My favourite hostel is in Siem Reap in Cambodia. I love this place. It's the first place that I stayed that was just $1 US. Genuinely, it was $1 US to stay at this place. I absolutely love it. And just recently, we went back with our baby.
Because it's on. Ooh, ooh, keep my fingers crossed. Oh yeah, it's on.
Hi! We're the Backpacking Family. Welcome to our channel. We love to backpack the world with our baby boy. Now hit that subscribe button to join the family. In this video, we're going to be focusing on hostel life because it just makes up such a big part of how we travel. We've met many couples and single travellers who just wouldn't ever want to stay in a hostel, but we've also met loads of golden oldies and families who love hostel life. So what makes a difference?
We're going to start by showing you our favourite hostel to give you a real good feel. Our favourite hostel in the world is Garden Village in Siem Reap.
We don't worry about tomorrow. We just do what we wanna do tonight. So don't tell me how to act or how I should be. All we wanted is to be free. We don't wanna be like you. You see, we just like a little crazy, and we're following the heartbeats. We don't wanna be like you. Got the boombox blasting and we're just laughing. The neighbors try to shut us down, but you know they can't blame us for acting shameless. Now we just like to have some fun.
Yes, this is a hostel. It has a beautiful pool so you can swim or relax. They even have a bar sunk into the pool where you can order amazing cocktails. There's pool tables, there's gorgeous chill out areas. You can play volleyball and football, and there's always something really cool going on, and there's a real sense of amazing community. I chose this one because I wanted to break your preconceptions of hostels. Hostels are not very well understood, so I wanted to start by showing you an awesome example of hostel life at its best. So why do some people love hostels and some people hate them? I think it comes down to three things: expectations, the type of person you are, and the type of hostel you stay in. Of course, not all hostels are the same. Here on in, I know I might start upsetting people. It's just our honest views from our experience. Feel free to share your experience in the comment section below. I'd love to know, genuinely love to know what you think of hostels. Some hostels are just awful, or at least they would be to us. They're terrible to stay in as a family. All night parties, super dirty, sleazy, loud, unappreciative gap years running around the place. Actually, a lot of gap year students tend to stay in posher places. Hostels can be scammy. They can be cheap online but have loads of hidden costs on arrival. Low security lockers or no lockers, lack of personal space, nowhere to charge your electronics. First world problems, yo. Lazy staff or no staff, staff stealing from guests, travellers stealing from each other. We've seen it all. Yes, hostels can be pretty awful. Oh, and some hostels aren't even that cheap. Doesn't surprise me, some people end up hating hostels. You have to do your research. If you don't do your research and stay in a few too many places like this, yeah, you're gonna hate hostels. Oh, I have stayed in some pretty freaking horrible hostels, absolute shockers over my time, over my 10 years backpacking, but they are the minority and they do make for great stories. It's important to read reviews, especially if you're new to backpacking and trying to work out a place. I want to talk to you about staying in a hostel as a family and why on earth we think it's a great idea to stay in a hostel as a family. So the hostel I'm showing you around as we're talking is a great hostel, and it gives you a good idea of what makes hostels awesome. My number one thing that I try to look for in a hostel is the kind of community culture it creates, because sometimes you just walk into a place and it has that vibe. You know, you're around good people, you're going to meet some great people, you're going to get some good travel advice, and you're just going to have a good time. And I love that. I think hostels are great for community. Another great thing about hostel is, of course, the value for money. And don't forget, you don't have to stay in dorms. So, for example, this place that we're staying in was absolutely amazing. It did have a great nightlife if that's what you wanted. And there were some dorms and there were some private rooms right next to the pool, right next to where everything's happening. But they also had some rooms set back from all of that. So we felt like we got the best of everything. We got to really enjoy the community, the vibe, the places to relax, the places to get chatting. And then we could go to our quiet little room set back from the others. And so for us, that was just perfect. The other thing about a good hostel is they'll often have a real range in rooms. Most hostels will have your super basic, often quite crowded dorm, but that is only going to set you back a few dollars. And then you can pay right through to beautiful rooms with AC and hot showers and really stylish looking rooms. And often the rooms in hostels, they're absolutely gorgeous and give you all the benefits of the main part of the hostel, are cheaper than a guest house or a hotel room. So you can get like a really high standard of room, but with all the perks of a hostel. And that's just one of the things I absolutely love. One of the downsides of a hostel is they're probably not going to have cots. So we had to make sure that we were travelling with essentially a glorified washing basket. It was a pop-up mosquito net for a baby, and it was super duper cheap. I'll put the link below. It was really cheap. It only lasted the trip, which was fine for the price we paid. I have since found out that you can buy something called the Ark, which is a baby travel cot. It's super duper compact, but will last you lots of trips and lots of children. So I'll put links to those things below. We would never travel with a full-size travel cot, but there are loads of ways around this. If you have any more questions about it, let me know. We always take a few toys with us, and we'll put those toys in the description below to give you an example of the kind of thing we take with us. But it's worth noting that a lot of hostels also have games and books. It's amazing, and even if they don't have games and books and things like that, there's nearly always a communal space. That's one of my favourite things about hostels. In a great hostel, there's always something going on, whether it's day trips out and about, they often do little local tours, or whether it's that there's actually activities going on in the hostel. I know some places are great for getting teams together, both for sports during the day or crazy cool games at night. Hostels are just a lot of fun. Staying in hostels surrounded by backpackers, we've just found people to be super sweet and friendly and helpful. Because yes, when you stay in a hostel with a baby especially, it does stand out. And people are just the sweetest. Like, we've felt so loved and so looked after by backpackers when we've been backpacking with our baby. See over time that we love variety. We're not opposed to hotels and guest houses. Sometimes those have perks that are just awesome. But I just think families often overlook staying in hostels, and it is just one of those super cool things that I think if you haven't already thought about it, well, you clicked in this video, so you must be thinking about it. It's just a really cool thing to do, and I can't recommend it highly enough. Do your research, do read reviews. We'll put some examples of really good hostels in the description below so you can get an idea of what we would class as a family-friendly hostel. We'll give a real range of ideas across the globe so you can really get an idea of good family hostels, and then you could use that as a basis to check where you're going and look for hostels where you're going.
I know not every hostel is as good as this, but I just want you to know that not every hostel is like crazy dirty or crazy loud and party-tastic. You just have to have a good look around. So I wanted to show you the kind of things you do get in hostels. So I think as a family, we'll be staying in hostels a lot more. When I backpacked single and then we backpacked as a couple, we knew that if we ever had a family, we'd carry on with hostels. Imagine whilst our little ones are little, or little one, not little ones just yet, we'll probably be staying in private rooms in hostels. That's a really cool thing to do because you get all the perks of a hostel and the private space. But as we get older and the little ones get less little, I think we'll be staying in dorms again and just really mixing it up. I do genuinely love hostel life.
Now I know that staying in a hostel with a family is a hot topic, so I'd love to know what you think. If you've got any comments or questions, please drop them in the comment section below. And also, if you've liked this video, remember to subscribe. Remember to subscribe. Whether I can get the word out or not, please click that button.
Please do.
Because we bring out new videos every week.
We do. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you for more travel adventures next time.
Hey, ever wondered what a baby with jet lag looks like? This. Extremely cute, hyper, not bothered about the time. Ever wondered what a mum who can't get sleep because their baby's got jet lag looks like? It's this. Oh, but he is cute. Aren't you, baby? Are you making a friend? Are you got a friend? You going to cuddle? You're so funny, baby. Oh, are you making a friend? Are you got a friend? You going to cuddle?